Using the selection tool, select the image frame in the layout. When you select an object in the layout, the object and the object's contents are both selected in the link panel. So let's look at our links, and you'll see both of those selected. In the links panel, select only the image frame. So let's deselect and then select the image frame. Right-click and select Unlink. The image frame remains. It still shows the link icon because this is still a linked image. Linked to the actual image source file, there's not a link to the original object in the flyer file. Save this, and we'll continue with the next exercise. So we did not include the other image in this because with a print version, of course it's static, and as we've already figured out, when you have digital you can have interactivity and things can change and move. We're going to add an interactive overlay to display multiple images in the same frame for the final app. We're going to go to Window and select Overlays. This has a number of common interactive elements that we can add. We don't have to have any external applications to create the elements. So using the selection tool, we're going to again select the image and then click Image Sequence in the Overlays panel. We're going to open up the folder next to Load Images and select the Slides folder and select Folder. In the Overlays panel, click to Show First Image Initially. That's going to resize the image to fit the image at 100%. We had it stretched. Using the selection tool, then resize the frame to the size that it was originally before we made that change. In the Properties panel then, find the frame fitting and choose the Options button and check the Auto Fit, Fill Frame Proportionally, the Center, Alignment, and in clipping everything should be set to 0. And then you can select OK. With that image frame still selected, in the Options section of the overlay, check the Auto Play, check Tap to Play, change the delay to 2 seconds, change the speed to 1 frame per second, select Loop, and deselect Swipe to Change. Save your file before you continue. We're going to add some liquid page rules because with an iPad you can have it either landscape or portrait. So we would want the text and the frame to flow. Select the text frame at the bottom of the page and use the shortcut key Control B to open up your text frame options. Under General, choose Flexible Width in the Columns menu and change the maximum field to 250 pixels. And then you can select OK. In the Tools panel, select the Page tool and then open the Liquid Layout panel. Choose Object-Based for the Liquid Layout rules. Make sure that the text frame is selected. Read through the section on page 475 concerning the column options. Click the bottom right corner of the page and drag to approximate the size of a horizontal iPad. Release the mouse button. I'm going to zoom out so we can look at that a little bit better. Doesn't really work as well yet. We're going to set some limitations so that things will flow and everything is going to go in the correct place through the liquid layout. Let me zoom in on the bottom of the page, and I'm going to move this out of the way. There are little circles that are outside of our text box, and I'm going to select and click on those to pin these to the page. So I'm going to click the bottom, and it needs to be the little circle, hollow circles that are outside of the box. The bottom one, the left, and the right. Oh, there it is. Come on, there it goes. Now that can be a little tricky to select, but notice also in your liquid layout panel that bottom, right, and left have been clicked. Okay. It also shows that it's going to resize with pages to the width. So now let me zoom back out again. And if I grab the corner with the page tool and I move it, you can see that everything's starting to move a little bit with what we're wanting to go. And you can see that we actually even added a text column to try to get everything to fit better. So we're getting some control over where everything is going to land. We want to go now to the image frame. Again, I'm going to zoom out a little bit, and I'm going to select that image frame. Now those buttons are a little hard to work with, so instead of clicking on those little buttons, I'm going to select the pins in the liquid layout panel and select the top and the right. We want to then select the logo frame, and I'm going to pin also the top and right edge. And we're not going to allow it to resize. So let's see how that looks. Looking a little bit better. Select the red box that's behind the logo, and in the liquid layout panel, check the option to allow the height to resize. Also pin the top and right edges. Read the section on page 480 about the liquid page rules. Select the web address, and we're going to pin the top and right edges, and we're going to allow the width to resize. Save your file, and let's go to our Pages panel. I've got a lot of things open that I need to move out of the way. I'm going to go into the options, and I'm going to select to create an alternate layout. In the dialog box that comes up, we want to look at the options available. We have an iPad vertical layout created, so the dialog box defaults to the iPad horizontal layout. Make sure that we have link stories selected, and copy text styles to new style group. Deselect the smart text reflow, and then select OK to generate the alternate layout. Double click on the page 1 horizontal layout, and our predefined liquid page rules, everything is kind of sort of where it's supposed to be, but not exactly. We still have some work to do. Picking up our 4-column text box, we want to change to the selection tool, and we're going to change the parameters. We want our X to be at 36 pixels, the Y to be at 36 pixels. The width is going to be 210, and the height 660. Because we allowed the column width to be 250 pixels, the new frame width shows only a single column. Click away from the text frame to deselect it. Open up your Paragraph Styles panel and look at both paragraph styles groups. We have the vertical and the horizontal. Double-click the heading style in the horizontal group to select it and edit it. Check the preview so you can see that what's going on. And in the character color options, change the character fill color to the character fill color to the 0 cyan, 100 magenta, 100 yellow, and then say OK. In the Paragraph Styles panel again, double-click the body copy style, and in the Keep options, choose Anywhere for the start paragraph. That's going to allow everything to fill in that first column. You can then say OK to return to the layout. Using the selection tool, drag the bottom center handle of the text frame until it snaps to the bottom of the page. Click the Split Window button in the bottom right corner of the document window. Let me get rid of all of these panels that I have accumulated. And with the left pane, choose View, Fit Page and Window. And in the right pane, double-click the iPad vertical layout. And if you need to, go to View, Fit Page and Window as well. You can then close the split pane and save the file and close it, and that file will also be turned in.